Hello everyone, this is Scott, and today I'm going to address a question of PlanetSide 2, and is the new conglomerate, the NC, underpowered or therefore at a disadvantage? This question's been going around constantly, and it's on the forums, and people are just arguing greatly over the idea, and I play NC, and I'm just going to tell you from my personal point of view, and some of the disadvantages that we face, and some of the advantages that we face. No, that wouldn't be what we face, that we have. Yes, the NC are the weakest faction. I don't care what anyone thinks. There is a disadvantage because of a learning curve. You're going to be saying, what possible learning curve could there be? It's not rocket science. NC weapons are not the most accurate things in the world. Let me just give a demonstration. I already have the, not the suppressor, I have the attachment that I can't think of the name, but it decreases by recoil. So if I hold this down, made it up to here. That is a reasonable amount towards us. And the reason some people argue that there's an issue with our weapons is because they claim that there's an issue with the accuracy, the recoil, and the damage. There's no set easy way to argue if they're underpowered or not, but you gotta look at it this way. The NC do consistently lose battles. We basically get our butts handed to us in any major fight. And any major fight would classify as like a large drawn out battle with the Vanu's sovereignty or the Terran Republic. If they ever get into a large-scale battle, we will normally lose. And then there's another issue that the faction faces, and that's generally the Vanu's sovereignty and the Terran Republic like to team up. So basically, they school us alone, and then they team up again to... Oh, Jesus. I didn't mean to. Okay. Then they team up, and then they kill us more. And it just got to be such an issue with us, because we do have some disadvantages, and some are actually with our vehicles. Everyone knows what the Reaver is. It's this... No, that's a Galaxy spawner, sorry. This ship right here, the Reaver. There's a fundamental issue with that. When you go into space combat, not space combat, when you're flying and you're doing aerial combat, the one thing you need is to be the most mobile. You need to be the one that can get behind the other and blow them up. However, the Reaver does not work that way. It is not the most mobile thing in the world. It's one of the worst. Actually, it's considered the worst. So therefore, at air combat, we do have a disadvantage because if you can't get behind the other aerial vehicle first, you're going to lose. Because your main goal is to get behind them and just take them out and fly by. It's the safest way to kill them, and the Reavers just can't turn at all. The Reavers just can't. They have no turn. They just suck. They're not mobile at all. No one likes them. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad in some people's eyes. However, I look at it this way. I look at how the aerial combat is. You need to be able to be mobile, and that is kind of the issue with the Reaver. So at air combat, we do have a disadvantage. Then you're going to say our tanks. The tank is actually where we shine. The Vanguard is said to be one of the most powerful tanks. Well, some people argue, well, that's stupid. I mean, when you try to compare it to the other forms of tanks, the Vanguard, the Lightning, or the Harassers, of those three, the Harasser's the best. That's just basically the general idea. The Harassers are overpowered. And therefore, Lightnings and any form of tanks versus them are not going to win because they're not mobile enough. So, we have to basically look at... Oh, jeez. I mean, yeah, we do have disadvantages like that, but our advantages are mostly tied to our ability to do more damage. They're meant to do more. Shut up.
How's it going?
Jesus. They're meant to do more damage than the opposing vehicles. However, at the same time, we don't seem to have the luxury of winning a lot. And then they argue with our maxes. Our maxes basically focus on shotguns. That's basically what we're known for. We have our spray and pray shotguns. Well, some people argue that those are useless even in the biodomes. Here's how you gotta look at a biodome and analyze what the map is. It's generally a very small area. It has a lot of buildings and a lot of cover, and you're gonna be fighting across the area. They'll be in a spawn, you'll be in a spawn, someone's gonna be there, and your objective is to just blow them up. Well, our shotguns are great when they're like in front of our faces. However, even during biolabs, you won't see that because everyone is going to be inside of a building taking cover, and then you just have engineers sitting there spamming. Now, well, engineers can't really spam, but you'll just like, okay, here's how you would see a biodome. This guy would be here, and then, well, he'd probably be more like back there behind those stairs, and then I would be right here. So I'm gonna be. If I was on the NC, I'd have to use my shotgun and basically go. He goes for cover and he has his miniguns and just blows the crap out of me. Because the shotgun is not going to do nearly as much damage when I'm farther away, and therefore just makes the entire weapon useless. However, if I'm over here and I have two miniguns that are consistently firing, even with the shotgun, it's mostly going to hit the top of this and hit the sides behind me, and I'm still going to take some good frontal damage, but the farther away I am from the shotgun, of course, the less damage it does to me. I'll have the advantage here. However, if I'm in a biodome and we're walking around the sides, and he's like right here, walks around the corner, and I'm right here, I should lose the fight. The NC will win because they have the better shotgun. The shotgun should do more damage than the miniguns. However, in most situations, you're not going to be wandering around aimlessly. You're going to be behind cover because you don't want to waste your max. So, logically speaking, the Terran Republic does have the advantage out of the three maxes. So, basically, yes, the NC do have disadvantages, and the biggest issue is there's a learning curve, and no one wants to, and the faction imbalance. I had to address this one real quick. Why would you play a losing faction that's also harder to learn? It's just two negatives here. We have a double negative. You're on a harder that faction's harder to play, and you generally lose. Well, there's no point in doing that when I could pick up on another faction that doesn't have the learning curve and consistently wins. Therefore, that led to a population imbalance. So thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned for please stay tuned for another video. Post in the comments below whether you think the NC has any form of disadvantage, because they do. Because everyone has some sort of disadvantage. But I will see you all later. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.